For today's Let's Talk Jinx, we'll be talking about patch 11.16 notes because it is patch day, and that's what we usually talk about when it's time to talk about Jinx and relative changes to the patch that might affect her, or other things that might not be direct changes to Jinx but still might affect her in some way. So here we go, because first and foremost, there are no direct changes to Jinx unless you count like this ARAM balance change down here, in which case they're nerfing her in two ways. She'll deal 5% less damage and also take 5% more damage from things. But if you go over the champions, a lot of the champions are actually for other roles, because the general theme of this patch was to target systematic healing, basically. So from runes and items specifically. And so for most of the champions, it's like, you know, things like Akali, Gnar even though that's not really a healing thing, that's just more of a base damage thing. Fellow August champion, though. Hecarim. Karthus you don't really see in the bot lane too much. A fun Jinx fact though, since a lot of people call his Q Skittles, that is according to August Jinx's favorite candy though. So if you didn't know that, because that was like from a Q&A back in 2013 or 2014. So if you weren't around back then, you wouldn't know that. So for all you newer Jinx players that are watching, there you go. But like a lot of assassin changes, but a lot of like cost decreases and stuff like that. You still want to be aware, because a lot of these are also jungle changes, so you make sure to ward up your lane, of course, as best you can. Obviously with Hecarim coming through at like Mach 5, maybe that's not gonna, like, it's not, Hecarim's never seen a pink ward and been like, man, yo, I can't gank this after all, I'm just gonna turn around and leave. He's fast, and you're Jinx. He's just gonna come for you anyway, most likely. But if you stay warded, at least you can get back towards tower, and then maybe through support, maybe turn something around, instead of being caught super high up in lane, you know what I mean? So that's it's still an importance to ward anyways, but like there's certain champions where it's just like, they don't really care about no pink ward. Pyke, meanwhile, it's like a support change. Well, it could be a support change where the E cooldown now decreases. So as the lane phase goes on, if you're playing with a Pyke, that could be useful for engages or stuff like that. That's the Phantom Undertow, the one where he kind of throws himself forward, leaves the thing behind them, and it kind of stuns people when it catches back up. That could be useful with the Flame Chompers for some chaining or like getting some CC on some kills. Again, if the Hecarim's on your team, right, and you like all three of you are coordinated, maybe you can get something there going. That could be cool. Against Pyke, just realize as the lane goes on and it doesn't maybe get out of lane phase, you will be in trouble, so keep that in mind. But most of these changes are targeted to other lanes, so we don't really need to talk about them too much in depth all that much. Get you in the door and get you out the door here. There is a change to Immortal Shield Bow, in case you were one of those people building that instead of Gale Force or the other one, where it will no longer grant the 15% lifesteal for 8 seconds, and the Shield Bow now grants 13 to 35 AD when triggered instead. The shield is also going from 250 to 700 to 300 to 800, so keep that in mind. Most of those item changes, though, are more AP centered, which is why if we go down towards the runes section, actually, there is a change to Fleet Footwork, but it's the heal ratio and it's AP targeted, not AD targeted. So I guess for Jinx, we're gonna have to keep using Conqueror for the time being. So with that being said, that's most of all the changes that will affect Jinx. Again, like because there might be some casual Jinx players that watch this video too, right? And so that might be a thing you actually do care about, right? That is gonna be a thing, right? So keep that in mind. You're gonna be a little bit more squishier, and your damage is gonna be a little less. But with that being said, there's some bug fixes if you're into that, and then there's basically the new Battle Academia skins. So because there's a Caitlyn one, you might see Caitlyn in your bottom lane a bit more now, at least for the next patch or so, as people play that skin and pick it up. There's some chromas for it and whatnot. But that's really it for the changes for patch 11.6 that are relative to Jinx. So that is gonna be all for this video. I'm gonna keep it short, sweet, simple, and let's go on with our Wednesdays. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification, the actual subscribe button. But I don't know which video will be next, because life can have a lot of kinks. So until this time, take care. GG, get jinxed. Thank you for watching, and enjoy pizza responsibly.